today we are going to be focusing on the beast position, sometimes also referred to as the bear position. This comes up a lot in my classes, also other instructors' classes that I take as a alternative to the plank, as a progression to the plank, or sometimes you may see a bear crawl in a more locomotive or metabolic conditioning class. I love this move. I find it challenges the whole body, and there's a lot of different ways that we can use it, but it's important that we know how to do it correctly and efficiently. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to come into an all fours position or tabletop position. So you want to make sure your wrists are directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips, and your knees are about hip distance apart. From here, we're going to sort of warm up and just sort of ease ourselves into this movement. And we'll do that by doing some cat-cows. If you've done yoga, we know how this works. Lift your head, lift your butt to the sky, drop your belly towards the floor. Feel that hyperextension in the back. And then we're going to exhale, take it the other direction. Tuck your chin to chest, bring your hips towards your ribs, and arch your back. Now we're in hyperflexion. Good. 2 more like this. Drop the belly, lift the head. And reverse, pull that belly button to the spine. And 1 more. As we can move through this, we feel we're pushing our spine to the edge. And now really round that back. And then release, come into neutral spine. So we're going to be directly in between those 2 movements. And by that, I mean flat back, tucking our chin to the chest. We've got a straight line all the way from our neck down to our tailbone. So we hyperextended, hyperflex, and now we are smack dab in the middle in neutral spine. Spread your fingers. Press your fingertips into the floor and tuck your toes. From here, we're going to lift our knees 1 inch off the floor. That's it, just 1 inch. Like slip a piece of paper under, but nothing else. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Press the toes into the floor, lift the knees, and just hold here. We're already in it. This is our beast position. We keep our spine neutral. Our hips aren't shaking. We're pushing into the floor with our fingertips and our toes. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees down, untuck the toes, sit back into child's pose. This can be really intensive on the wrist, just like a plank, so if you need, shake them out. So we've already found that movement. We're going to do that 2 more times, and then we're going to play with moving in our beast position. So let's go ahead and reset. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and again, we want to find that neutral spine. That's the most important part of this move, to make sure we're not straining anything in our back, but also making sure our core is engaged. So we're making the most of this move. We're working our abs with our shoulders, our quads, really a total body movement, which makes it so great. Let's tuck the toes. Here we go. Get ready to push into the floor. Lift those knees and hover in 3, 2, 1. That's it. Now, if you're doing this in front of a mirror, take a quick look. Make sure that your shoulders and your hips are in a straight line. If we're all the way up here, or if we're sitting back or anything, we're not doing this move most efficiently. We're not in alignment the way we want to be. Good. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, child's pose. Excellent. I'm going to do that 1 more time, and then we'll play with it. So last time, come on up to all fours, wrists under shoulders. And the more you practice this, the easier it'll be to get into this position during a fast-paced class, and knowing that you're doing it right. Here we go. Get ready. Push into the floor. 3, 2, 1. Hover and lift. from here, start to draw your toes towards the palm of your hand, palm towards your toes without actually moving. We're just generating more energy in the core. You feel that difference. Here we go. Last 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's shake out our wrists. And now we're gonna play. Often in that beast position in class, we're moving around. So we wanna try to maintain that neutral spine, keep those hips straight as we lift a point of contact off the floor. We're gonna start by lifting our legs. That's actually easier than if we lift our upper body. So coming back into that position, making sure those knees are under the hips. Tuck your toes, we're pros with this by now, right? Nice neutral spine. Pull the hips towards the ribs just a tiny bit. Make sure we're not arching, extending our spine. And 3, 2, 1, lift and hover. From here, lift your left toes off the floor. So root down through the right, just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Left toes come down, lift the right. As you do this, the only thing that should be moving is your lower body. You want to keep the rest of you super steady. Let's switch back to the left. Lift left, 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Can you feel your core light up as you challenge it more? Last 3, 2, 1, toes down, knees down, release. I'm starting to feel it in my wrist. You probably are too. Let's take a quick stretch of the forearm and the wrist. To do that, let's come back into that tabletop position, but this time face your fingertips towards you and just sit back. Feel a stretch through those forearms. Come on up. Flip it so the tops of your hands are on the floor, our fingertips still pointing towards you, and sit back again. Feels nice, yeah? All right, we've got one more variation left. We're gonna work on lifting our upper body. If you're not here yet, if this is the first time you're really focusing on this beast position, that's totally fine. But we can try it out, see where we're at, and then know that we can always keep working to get there. So coming into that tabletop position one more time, tucking the toes, get ready to lift in 3, 2, 1, hover. Make sure your knees are about hip width apart. Any closer together, this is gonna be even harder. All right, get ready. We're gonna root down through the left fingertips. If you need, take your feet a little wider apart. Lift that right arm, tap your left shoulder, take it down. Switch sides, left hand to right shoulder. As you do this, make sure your knees are still super close to the floor. Right hand, left knee. We have a tendency to push the floor away and lift our butt to the sky. We don't want that. The closer we are to the floor, left side, the harder we're working. Last, put it down, drop the knees, and release. That's it. That's the beast position. We found our alignment. We practice lifting our legs. We practice lifting our hands. Everything else that we can do in beast will build off of those movements. So do this a couple of times, and then you'll feel more ready to jump into class where this move is featured. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and have a great rest of your day.